Alex Deane is a public affairs consultant and former advisor to David Cameron and joins us now. Good morning. He's got to go, hasn't he?
No, I don't think so. And that's the reason for that is I thought the trip that has been conceded he made was thoroughly defensible. And like lots of people in politics who might think that this is an attack on Dominic Cummings because of Brexit rather than anything else, I was defending him over that first allegation when the second allegation was made yesterday. And let's be clear, as your report has just said, that second allegation is out and out denied by Number 10. So what I will say is that the stakes are now very high because our government has said that 2 of our newspapers are either lying or have fallen for lying.
But where have these witnesses, these witnesses, at least one, as far as I've read, has been named? So where have these witnesses come from?
Gillian, they may have named people who are in their story, but the story has been denied by Number 10. And as you know, there are 2 sides to something. There is the allegation that gets made, and then there's the person who responds.
But also Number 10 denied that police spoke to Dominic Cummings or his family, and the police have since said and affirmed that they had actually spoken to the family. But Downing Street had denied that.
No, I think that that's about the first trip, which he concedes that he made because he was sick and he wanted his child to receive.
Yes, but the point being that Downing Street denied that the police spoke to the family, and that has now been confirmed by the police themselves.
Oh, I see. Well, look, you can, of course, be in a situation where you are unaware of something having happened, and it turns out that your father had a conversation that you didn't know he had, and so forth. That's one kind of thing. This is different.
But then you can understand why people will be sceptical about Downing Street's denial.
Yeah, but I think actually it's become so much more potentially harmful for the government if he did make these trips and they doubled down and have accused these newspapers of being completely wrong. That's my point. I don't think it's a position of absolute clarity and strength for Number 10 to have denied something. My point is that the stakes are now exceptionally high because it's not like, well, this second trip can be justified in this way or that way, or maybe we should think about it in this way or that way, that it simply didn't happen. That's the case that's being advanced from Number 10. Now, if it turns out that that second trip did happen, well, then I would say you're right, he does have to go. But people are reporting this, Gillian, quite worryingly, as if it is a fact that that second trip occurred. And let's be clear, people are entitled to their presumption of innocence in the court of public opinion as well as in actual courts. He denies that it happened. It didn't happen. And people have got to tailor their reporting accordingly, haven't they?
If there is rock-solid proof that the second trip did happen and also, you know, he was spotted 30 miles away from the family's home, if that is confirmed and satisfies your scepticism, completely confirmed, do you then suggest that he should resign?
Oh, absolutely. If the stakes are now very high, Number 10 have denied this story completely. And if it turns out that that denial is false, that they've been misled, then of course he would have to go. But as so often in politics, it's not the issue itself that kills someone off, it's lying about it. And if he has lied, then he would have to go. But his account has got to be taken on its merits and investigated. And my concern here, Gillian, is that people have been reporting this all day as if this second trip allegation is the truth. Number 10's position is exceptionally robust, but very clear as well. These are 2 campaigning newspapers who have effectively joined up to tell lies about their most senior political advisor. I mean, it's an extraordinary state of affairs, but we can't pretend it's unclear. That's what Number 10 says. So people shouldn't be going around reporting this as if the second allegation is true and Cummings is therefore in a different situation. They simply say that's a lie.
That's an accusation against the newspapers. But listen, you were the former advisor to David Cameron. It seems to be a damage limitation exercise now. What would your advice be to Boris Johnson? Should he still back his special advisor?
Yes, I admire loyalty very much, and I also admire ability. I think a lot of this criticism is being directed against Dominic Cummings because people resent what he does and what he's achieved, most especially in leading the Brexit campaign, but more generally in driving a government that they don't like. And also because they see attacks on Dominic Cummings as a route by which they can attack.
But it's not just about politics, though, is it? It's about leading by example. You know, ordinary people now have made tremendous sacrifices, and when they look at what Dominic Cummings has allegedly done, they simply think, why should we be making these sacrifices when those in government aren't?
Dominic Cummings made a trip that he has admitted and was within the rules at the time, and then it's alleged that he made a second trip, and that second trip is absolutely denied. So it's not the case that they are not leading by example. He did, in caring for his child, not just something that was within the rules, but something that was responsible. Now, if it turns out he made a second trip as alleged, then he's got to go. But failing that, given the absolute denial that has been issued about that second trip, they should absolutely stand by their staffer. Because in the end, this is a politically motivated attack. It's a politically motivated get up and attack on the government as a whole because they see a weak target. And in the end, if you allow your wounded fall away like this in politics, they'll just come for the next person and the next person. And that person's got fewer friends to stand by them because you let the others get killed off in the first place.
Alex, Deane, thank you very much for sharing your views with us.